Jeffrey Epstein, a name that sent shockwaves across the world. A convicted sex offender, billionaire financier, and one of the most mysterious figures in recent history. But what made his story even more chilling was the web of powerful people connected to him. Epstein's story isn't just about one man's crimes. It's about influence, corruption, and the disturbing intersection of power and exploitation. Today, we dive deep into everyone we know so far who had relations with Jeffrey Epstein, the allies, the acquaintances, and the alleged associates. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth investigations into the world's most hidden stories, where we uncover the truth behind the headlines that others fear to touch. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? To understand the gravity of Epstein's network, we must first understand who he was. Born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, Jeffrey Epstein rose from a modest upbringing to become a hedge fund manager with ties to the ultra-wealthy elite. Despite lacking a college degree, he taught at the Dalton School, where he met powerful figures who would later open doors for him in the financial world. Over time, Epstein carefully crafted an image of mystery and sophistication. He claimed to manage the fortunes of billionaires, though few could ever verify who his actual clients were. The true source of his wealth remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of his life. What is clear, however, is that Epstein's charm and influence gave him access to some of the most powerful individuals on the planet. His legacy is forever defined by his crimes against minors and the suspicious circumstances surrounding his death in 2019. His rise was fast, his network vast, and his fall catastrophic. Yet even in death, the shadow of his empire continues to stretch across the world. The Inner Circle, Epstein's closest known associates. Epstein wasn't a lone operator. His reach extended into nearly every sphere of influence: finance, politics, royalty, academia, and entertainment. While many connected to him have denied any wrongdoing, the sheer number of people tied to him raises unsettling questions about who knew what and when. His lavish lifestyle, complete with private jets, mansions, and his private island, was part of an empire designed not only for luxury, but for manipulation and control. At the core of this empire was his inner circle, the people who surrounded him daily and allegedly assisted in his crimes. The most notorious of them was Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime confidant and partner. Born into British privilege as the daughter of media tycoon Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine was the bridge that connected Epstein to elite social circles. She was accused of recruiting, grooming, and coercing underage girls for Epstein's sexual abuse network. In 2021, Maxwell was convicted of multiple charges, including sex trafficking of a minor. Her conviction marked one of the most significant moments of accountability in the case, though for many victims, justice still felt incomplete. Another major figure was Sarah Kellen, one of Epstein's personal assistants, who allegedly helped arrange meetings and schedule girls for his encounters. Though she has denied any wrongdoing, numerous testimonies named her as a key player in Epstein's operations. Then there was Nadia Marcinkova, who started as one of Epstein's alleged victims but later became part of his inner circle, even serving as his pilot. Witnesses claim she was both complicit in and a product of Epstein's manipulation. Jean-Luc Brunel, a French modeling agent, also became infamous for his role in supplying girls to Epstein under the pretense of offering them modeling careers. He ran agencies that provided access to young women from around the world, some of whom were later connected to Epstein's trafficking ring. Brunel was eventually arrested in France, but died by apparent suicide in his prison cell, a grim echo of Epstein's own demise. This pattern of sudden deaths and unanswered questions only deepened public suspicion about the forces protecting Epstein's network. The powerful figures, politicians, royals, and business magnates. But Epstein's influence reached far beyond his inner circle. His connections included some of the world's most powerful and recognizable people: presidents, princes, lawyers, and billionaires. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton flew multiple times on Epstein's private jet and attended several events connected to him. Clinton has always maintained that his interactions with Epstein were limited to philanthropic work through the Clinton Foundation, denying any awareness of or involvement in Epstein's crimes. Still, flight logs and photographs continue to draw attention to the connection. Donald Trump also crossed paths with Epstein in the 1990s and early 2000s. Both men moved within the same circles of wealth and social influence in Palm Beach and New York. They were photographed together multiple times, and Trump once described Epstein as someone who liked beautiful women on the younger side. After Epstein's first arrest, Trump distanced himself, claiming he had banned Epstein from his Mar-a-Lago club years prior. One of the most explosive scandals in the Epstein saga involves Prince Andrew, Duke of York. Epstein's friendship with the British royal brought enormous scrutiny upon the monarchy after Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's victims, accused Andrew of sexual abuse when she was a minor. The Duke has consistently denied all allegations, but his televised interview in 2019 was widely viewed as disastrous, leading to his resignation from royal duties. In 2022, he reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with Giuffre, though he maintained his innocence. The case left an indelible stain on the British royal family. The legal and political world was also represented in Epstein's orbit. Alan Dershowitz, a famed Harvard law professor and lawyer, helped negotiate Epstein's 2008 plea deal, a deal criticized as shockingly lenient given the nature of Epstein's crimes. Dershowitz himself was later accused by one of Epstein's victims of sexual abuse, allegations he vehemently denies. His involvement continues to stir debate over how the justice system bends in favor of the powerful. Then there was Les Wexner, the billionaire founder of L Brands and the man behind Victoria's Secret. Epstein managed Wexner's finances for years and was given extensive power over his business and personal assets. The depth of their relationship has long fueled speculation that Wexner may have unknowingly provided Epstein with both wealth and legitimacy. Wexner has since denounced Epstein, claiming he was deceived by him, yet their connection remains one of the most puzzling financial links in the story. Entertainment and academia, the lesser-known connections. But Epstein's reach extended far beyond politics and finance, deep into academia, technology, and entertainment. He carefully crafted the image of a patron of science and intellect, funding universities, research institutions, and elite gatherings where some of the brightest minds in the world met. Many scientists, including respected professors and Nobel laureates, attended his lavish dinners and conferences, unaware of the darkness behind his wealth. Epstein used these associations to legitimize himself, positioning his influence in circles that valued intellect and innovation, not knowing they were lending credibility to a predator. Among those linked to Epstein was physicist Lawrence Krauss, who later admitted to having socialized with him but firmly condemned his actions once the truth emerged. Another prominent name was former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, who reportedly met Epstein for both business and social purposes. Barak later clarified that he had no knowledge of any criminal activities and denounced them completely. In entertainment, figures like Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker appeared in Epstein's flight logs, revealing the extent of his social reach. Spacey, already controversial for unrelated accusations, was photographed on Epstein's island but denied any involvement in illegal behavior. Tucker had traveled with Bill Clinton on a humanitarian mission aboard Epstein's private jet, though no evidence suggests wrongdoing. These connections demonstrated how Epstein exploited fame, philanthropy, and power to construct a web where reputation, wealth, and secrecy intertwined, blurring the line between innocence, complicity, and silence. The mystery of Epstein's island and private jet. Perhaps the most haunting and enduring symbols of Jeffrey Epstein's empire are his infamous private jet and his secluded island, Little St. James. Tucked away in the U.S. Virgin Islands, this tropical paradise became infamously known as Pedophile Island, after witnesses described disturbing scenes of lavish parties, secret meetings, and the presence of underage girls. For years, Epstein used the island's isolation and his immense wealth to operate in total secrecy, creating a world where his crimes could continue undisturbed, shielded by luxury and influence. Then there was the Lolita Express, Epstein's private Boeing 727 jet, which transported some of the most powerful and recognizable people on the planet. The jet became a chilling emblem of how easily power and privilege could conceal corruption. Epstein's downfall came in July 2019 when he was arrested on federal charges of sex trafficking minors. But just a month later, the world was shocked to learn that he had been found dead in his Manhattan jail cell, officially ruled a suicide, a verdict that millions still question. Even after Ghislaine Maxwell's 2021 conviction, many believe Epstein's death marked the end of justice for countless victims and the protection of those still in the shadows. The legal fallout, investigations and trials. The legal aftermath of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes continues to unravel, exposing deeper layers of corruption and complicity. Numerous lawsuits have been filed against his estate, each revealing new victims, disturbing testimonies, and fresh allegations that expand the scope of his abuse. Many court documents remain sealed, sparking endless speculation about the names and secrets they might contain. Institutions and universities that once accepted Epstein's donations have faced intense public backlash, leading many to return his money and confront the moral blindness that allowed his influence to flourish. The ongoing investigations have painted a damning picture of how power can distort justice. Epstein's immense wealth and elite connections created an almost impenetrable shield, granting him near-total immunity even after his 2008 conviction. Despite being labeled a sex offender, he continued to move freely, mingling with the powerful and hosting luxurious gatherings. The haunting question persists: who protected him? And why? Why this matters? The broader implications. Beyond the scandal, the Epstein case serves as a mirror reflecting the imbalance of power in modern society. It revealed how wealth and status can buy silence, influence investigations, and shape justice. It raised vital questions about accountability, not just for individuals, but for the systems that allowed him to operate for so long. Epstein's crimes were horrific, but the true horror lies in the enablers, those who looked away, stayed silent, or helped conceal the truth. So, who do we know had relations with Jeffrey Epstein? From his closest aides like Ghislaine Maxwell and Jean-Luc Brunel, to politicians such as Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew, to celebrities, scientists, and billionaires, the network is vast and tangled. Not everyone connected to Epstein committed a crime, but every association adds a layer to the mystery of how he thrived in plain sight. His relationships were his armor, a shield of influence that made him untouchable for decades. As new details emerge, the Epstein saga continues to unfold, a dark story of power, privilege, and the price of silence. It's a reminder that justice delayed is justice denied, and the world must never forget what happened. If you found this deep dive insightful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Your support helps us continue exploring the truth behind the stories that shape our world. Comment below with your thoughts. Which connection shocked you the most? And what do you think still lies hidden within Epstein's powerful web? Justice delayed is justice denied.